What's happening? It's Sir William, and we are in Gainesville, Georgia, outside of the Chattahoochee National Forest, and we're getting ready to go with a group of guys from North Georgia Overland. We're gonna hop on the Trans-America Trail for a little while, head back over to, I think it's called Bald Mountain, and then find a place to camp out. There's about 5 of us, and it's gonna be fun. So let's roll. Serious deal, we found a place and it's on the side of a mountain and it's cold as shit and windy and raining. So we got a little fire pit. We're gonna barricade the cars around it, see if we can't get a little fire started, get warmed up, cook something. That's the current situation. Good God. I thought the wind was coming from behind us, so then we blocked it, and now it's just circling around us. What are we having tonight? So we're having a little bit of grilled chicken and some chopped up potato. That's the actual potato, not the bags. Got a little slap your mama all day. Fixing to eat right. Alright, so here's the deal. It's 30 some odd degrees outside, raining sideways, windy as hell. So I'll tell you, it's 36 degrees, y'all. I'm just gonna tell you this. If you're in a tent, you're doing it wrong. I literally just had to shut the truck off because my eyes got dry because it's so warm inside of here. That being said though, it cools down very quickly. This little bit of window, I'm leaving it open. And I don't know if I should, because that little bit of window lets all the air out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it. Inevitably, does not matter. If you sleep in a tent, camping, whatever, you're gonna have to get up to pee in the middle of the night. It is what it is, y'all. You're just gonna have to prepare for it. What's happening, Sir William? Today we're fixing to cook some grits. Trying to figure out how much ounces is in a cup. I think it's 8. I tried to ask you. So hey, how do these mountains compare to the ones in Florida?
These actually have rock. Ours are just
It's just straight sand, isn't it?
straight out sand.
Yeah. So Jonathan and his family are from Florida, and they have never gone through the trails and stuff like this. So this is their first time coming with us, and it's pretty cool. I wish I could have experienced this the first time on a real pretty trail like this with great weather like this. Just imagine those clouds aren't there. It really is pretty. About 2,500 feet up. What's the name of this mountain?
Buckball.
Hurry up for that Jeep finds out that you got your hood open, man. Oh, here he comes. Ah, Yoda, baby.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we are, pulling up to my favorite campsites. This is my camp. All right, guys, what's happening? So I'm here with Avery from North Georgia Overland, and we're fixing to cook his favorite on the first episode of Camp Cooking. And so tell us what you're about to cook, Avery.
We're about to cook Spanish rice and tomatoes with a little twist of kielbasa.
Nice.
And usually nobody ever adds it.
Nice.
So damn dog.
We got the dogs trying to get the sausage already, or kielbasa, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And we got some Spanish. All right, guys, so here's the deal. We're fixing to eat this up and chill by this fire, drink a few beers, and have a good rest of the night. Yeah, we ran out of memory. You guys have no more memory. And so now we're making fun of the fact that I'm running around here looking like a fiend, talking about, I got this footage. You got the memory cards, cuz?
You know how you can just go walking through the woods, you step on a pine tree and the whole thing will squish, and then you get down to the center, it's just really hard?
Yeah.
That, right there in the center.
That's it.
And it lights up.
The biggest thing, man, like...
Is that a starting?
No.
No?
It's just naturally full of sap, and the sap is flammable. Once it gets vaporized and cured.
The best way, I mean, I can tell the wood, the best way to do it is take your pocket knife or something like that, if you think you got it. Cut some of it off, man. It's a real distinctive smell to that wood. Real distinctive smell. That's the easiest way to know if you got that light or not.
That shit flames up.
Yep.
Like yeah.
And it gets hot.
Hot, hot.
The fire last night, I just started with a little sliver of it and a little hand lighter.
Yeah.
Just let it burn, and then put wood on top of it.
So what'd you say the one thing was that you learned to do?
The one thing that I learned and will take away on this trip is subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube channels.
And
Subscribe.
smash that like button, isn't that what they say? Smash that like button.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
I just like it when they jump about 10 feet.
They can jump.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Where you headed to?
I'm going to a bed.
So I just woke up to an awesome sight. I figured I'd share it with you guys. Right out the back of the truck, huh? You really probably can't get better than that. Got Atlas chasing sticks, as per usual. Yeah, Avery's bushcraft fire, as per usual. Got some coffee. What we got over here? Got a little bit of deer sausage.
Oh yeah.
What you got for breakfast this morning? Camera gear?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is Johnny's setup right here, huh? Check Johnny's setup out. Look at this thing, huh? He's brought everything, including the kitchen sink. Day 2, and beautiful day today. The temperature is 54 degrees. Riding up Witt Road in Tellico Plains, Tennessee. We're gonna head up through the Cherokee Mountains, Cherokee National Forest and all, and then head back down to South Carolina. That's the current situation. All right, so this right here is Fat Lighter. He was just telling us that you can get Fat Lighter off of a tree stump like that, and this is how he gets the fire going so good. And so what are you gonna do? You're gonna cut it off like that?
I'm gonna cut it. The best way to actually check it is to smell it. Smell the shaving. It's got a real distinct smell to it.
Yeah. And I can smell it too. You definitely smell like the tree sap and stuff on it. Got me out here in the damn woods, hiking and I'm an overlander, man. I'm trying to drive. I ain't trying to hike down this thing. All I know is I hear the waterfall though. On Witt Road, you can go off a little bit. There's kind of a dead end, and there's about a half a mile hike down the mountain here, and there's a waterfall. So that's where we're headed. Anya and I both agree this might not have been a good idea, and they should have billy goats to bring us back up. And if we can't get there in a vehicle, we should probably just not even go.
Don't go.
Check this out, huh? Pull off on the road here. Little trailhead. So here's the deal. So I'm having a little bit of a traction issue, not a huge traction issue, but it is kind of slick. We're on the rocky stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and air down, and I think that's going to help us out a whole lot. So we're a little bit under 30. I'm going to go ahead and bring them down to right at 20. So the front tire's got a hole in it because it was down under 30, and these are up around 35, which is the normal street pressure. Alright, so that was a cool little trail. We're back on the main road now. Well, not the main road, but we're back on the road now. Fixing to go ahead and get something to eat and hang out with them for just a little while, and then I'm going to head on back to Columbia. It's going to be about a 4-hour drive, I would imagine. So we're going to take care of that, and yeah, that's the current situation. So I was just telling Avery because I was a little disappointed that I got hung up the way that I did coming up that one little rock face, but you know, a lot of folks don't realize, everybody wants to talk about off-roading, and they always talk about like Moab and places like that, but wheeling in both areas, the East Coast and the West Coast, what I can tell you, the rocks out west are like sandpaper grip. I mean, I was telling him, there's literally one, and there's a video of it on my channel, of me going down, and all you can see is dirt in the windshield. Like, there's no sky, no nothing. You can't even look up like that. So it's literally like almost straight down. But the rock out there has so much grip to it that it's not that big of a deal. Here, the rock here is very slick. That being said, sometimes you can't get up and over it. The other thing is you got to maneuver around trees here. There's a lot of trees. Like, look, that's a lot of trees, man. So you got to maneuver around the trees. You got to deal with the rocks, and the rocks are slick. So it's definitely a different skill whenever you talk about off-roading out here versus off-roading out in Moab and out west. I do need to change out the suspension. The suspension is, the stock suspension right now is incredibly too low. And I think that with the weight and the fact that just, I mean, we got 67,000 miles on this thing. So it's tired and it's starting to sag a little bit. So time to change it out. What I think I may do is actually try to find somebody that's selling their TRD Pro suspension, and might try to put that on there. So if you know anybody selling TRD Pro suspension for pretty cheap, I'd be happy to take a look at it. Well, listen guys, this has been incredibly fun trip. We got to meet some great people. You know, everybody that came with us was just fantastic. It's one of the cool things I like about the overlanding community is how cool everybody is, and how it brings, you know, Johnny made a good point, it brings people from all different walks of life that normally on an everyday basis, we probably all wouldn't communicate with each other just because we have such different walks of lives. But that being said, we all have one thing in common, which is the love for getting out and exploring and camping and doing all that good stuff. And we're able to get around a campfire like we did last night and conversate and have a good time and just enjoy each other's company. And I think that that's really cool. And I had a great time. You know, these small group rides, whenever you go with like 5 people or you know, 5 or 6 people, something like that, I'd say under 10. Any kind of group ride that you can do under 10 people is fantastic. Not knocking the big group rides, just saying normally with big group rides and such like that, you run into a lot of issues that just consume time. And it's hard getting a big line of rigs down through some of these trails, you know. So 10 people or less is really cool. We had 5 people with us, which I think is just perfect. And we had a great time.
That does look good.
Most definitely I'd rock it. Checking out this 𝐼𝐴Zu just a little bit more. And this is the list of all the trails he's been on. Overlander problems. So we stopped at this badass little burger joint called Chevelle's in Murphy, North Carolina. It's a really cool spot. And yeah, I'm 4 hours away from home. Avery's about
2 hours.
2 hours away. And we're done. We're tired. We're ready to go home, sleep in a bed, and chill out. Be sure that you go online, look up North Georgia Overland group, and become a member of a really cool group that actually goes out and does some stuff. Right. Till next time. Peace.